A reading from the Gospel according to Luke. Jesus said, "Just as it was in the days of Noah, so too will it be in the days of the Son of Man. They were eating and drinking, marrying and being given in marriage, until the day Noah entered the ark, and the flood came and destroyed all of them. Likewise, just as it was in the days of Lot, they were eating and drinking, buying and selling, planting and building, but on the day that Lot left Sodom, it rained fire and sulfur from heaven and destroyed all of them. It will be like that on the day that the Son of Man is revealed. On that day, anyone on the housetop who has belongings in the house must not come down and take them away, and likewise, anyone in the field must not turn back. Remember Lot's wife. Those who try to make their life secure will lose it, but those who lose their life will keep it. I tell you, on that night there will be two in one bed. One will be taken and the other left. There will be two women grinding meal together. One will be taken and the other left." Then they asked him, "Where, Lord?" And he said to them, "Where the corpse is, there the vultures will gather." The word of the Lord. This indeed is, I will say, I take it at first glance, as a frightful message. And it is this passage is among the places where we get the idea of the rapture that could happen at any moment at the second coming of Jesus, where, as he says, two people will be working away, say at the assembly line in the factory, and then one of them goes off to heaven, is raptured away, and the other one is left behind. And it's a frightening image about never knowing about that day, never knowing what could happen, never knowing what could come. And what I hear Jesus saying in this is wanting us to understand, really at a deeper level, none of us know at any given moment what's coming next. I don't know if today is my last day on earth. I don't know if this is the last moment I'm going to get to have with my children, with my wife, with my family, my friends, my coworkers. And while I can't live my life every moment living in fear, this is not the point, is to live in fear that at anything I say, it could be the last words I have with someone. That we can't possibly live that way. But it is an attempt to help us have a mindfulness of the choices that we make and how we prioritize the things in our lives, knowing we don't know what time we have. Remember that at the end of the day, a great example of what happened with the Great Flood, the story of the Great Flood in the Bible, was that what washed the people away was that they had stopped loving God, and even maybe more importantly, stopped loving each other. They had become so hateful toward one another that time they had together was lost in a moment, and there was no time to make amends for it. And the lesson I hear from that is, make the most of the time you have now. The story of Sodom and Gomorrah. The story of Sodom and Gomorrah is chiefly a story about people who were given the opportunity to be hospitable to a vulnerable stranger in their midst, and instead were abusive and took advantage of strangers in a vulnerable place. And it led to their destruction, and there was no time to make amends. What I hear in these stories, as strange as this may sound, is kind of a call to hopefulness, kind of a call to help me remember, and I hope help you remember as well, just how important it is that in this moment, today, right now, is my opportunity to love my neighbor. I may not get another chance. Right now, today, here is my opportunity to love the vulnerable stranger in the midst of me, to be forgiving now while I have the chance to be forgiving, to be generous now while I have the chance to be generous, and to not always think, oh, someday tomorrow I can be generous. Tomorrow I can be forgiving. Tomorrow I can be hospitable and loving. I don't know that I have that chance. So to be mindful of the fact that today I have that chance, and I should take advantage of it and do it now while I can. I appreciate Jesus for this reminder. I try to hold it in my heart. I hope you hold it in your heart as well. Amen.